going to go ahead and take a look at this Packers at Rams game. The Rams do sit at 7-0. I think we all pretty well know that. The Packers sitting at 3-2-1, the descending record. The Rams kick off this game at 1:25 p.m. That's Los Angeles time. This game will be on Fox. Tom Brenneman and Troy Aikman will be on the call. There is a very large range of viewership for this game. If you guys are interested to see if you're in the area to watch this game, I have posted the distribution map on the Rams Showcase Facebook page. You can check it out there. It's pretty big, and honestly, you don't really need to look. All you need to understand is if you're in Arizona or San Francisco, you're probably not going to be able to watch this game. If you're almost anywhere else, this game's going to be on TV for you. Like anything on the other side of Arizona, that's all Rams and Packers games. So very big coverage. This game will be shown in Colorado, which is cool. I know I've got some listeners out in Georgia, New York, and Tennessee, Wisconsin, a lot of these places. The game will be shown there. So big coverage. We get to listen to Tom Brenneman and Troy Aikman do the call on this one. The Packers are 0-2 on the road this year so far. The Rams are sitting at 3-0 at home. The Rams are favored in this game currently by 9.5 points. It opened at 10. It was at 9 for a little bit. Now it's kind of shifted to 9.5. I do expect a little bit more shifting when the bets do come in. This does kind of change the line, but I think 9.5 is I think that's about right for this game. I'm not overly concerned necessarily about this game, but I'm also not overly confident. I don't think we're just going to blow them out, but I do see like a 2-possession win in this game. Some notes for you guys in this game. The Rams are going for 8-0 in this game. The Rams have not started 8-0 since 1969. They did start 11-0 that year. Since the merger in 1970, only 22 teams have started a season 8-0. No one has ever missed the playoffs after starting 8-0, which would be pretty cool. This would clinch also a non-losing season. That's something that the Rams haven't done since 2003 and 2004. 2004 they went 8-8. 2003 they went 12-4. So pretty cool stuff there. I mean, this Rams team is definitely something special. I think we kind of all already understand that, but it's cool to have some numbers to kind of defend that. Of course, the last team that started at 8-0 was the 2015 Carolina Panthers. I believe it was 2015. Let's see here. The Packers did also make some adjustments to their practice schedule to adjust to a later kickoff than they are used to. Of course, they usually get the 11 o'clock. Well, I say 11 o'clock because I'm out in Colorado, so like the 10 o'clock game, usually that's the Packers like area. But now, of course, that's going to be later, so they did adjust their practice schedule accordingly. Let's take a look at the matchup in this game. One matchup that I just wanted to kind of pinpoint a little bit before I go into the whole team numbers is Rodgers versus Goff. Rodgers has 1,997 passing yards, 12 touchdowns, 1 interception, has a QBR of 100.1. Jared Goff has 2,130 passing yards, 14 touchdowns, 5 interceptions with 112.7 QBR. So it's definitely arguable that Jared Goff is playing better than Aaron Rodgers right now. I don't think anybody would really light you up for saying that, but it is true. I mean, of course, more interceptions for Goff, but more touchdowns, more yards, better QBR. Goff is also just having an incredible season, and definitely, I'll say 100% has more weapons than Aaron Rodgers does right now. Let's take a look at the Green Bay Packers offense versus the Rams defense. In total yards, the Packers rank 4th. Rams defense is 7th. Passing the football, Packers also rank 4th here. The Rams defense giving up a decent amount. Actually, they're still top 10. They're still 9th against the pass. Running the football, the Packers rank 20th and the Rams rank 12th on defense. And total points scored, the Packers are putting up 24.7. That is 16th in the league. And the Rams are giving up just 18.3. That ranks 4th. Let's take a look at the Rams offense versus the Packers defense. Total offense, the Rams are 2nd in the league, and the Green Bay Packers defense is 8th. So really close. The Rams defense is 7, Packers defense is 8. They're really, really tight in there. Passing the football, the Rams rank 8th, and the Packers defense ranks 5th against the pass. Running the football, Rams still sitting at that number 1 spot for the 2nd week in a row running the football, and the Packers 22nd against the run right now. So could be Another good day for Todd Gurley. Of course, we did say that last week, and he didn't have a bad day by any means, but didn't have 100 yards rushing. I did kind of expect to see a little bit more yards out of that, but you know what? This Packers defense is susceptible to the run, so that's something that the Rams could potentially take advantage of. And points scored, the Rams are putting up 33.6. That ranks third in the league right now, and the Packers defense giving up 24 points a game. That ranks 15th. Some personal matchups to watch, so player versus player. I did this one. This is the Packers' interior offensive line. That would be Lane Taylor, Corey Linsley, and Byron Bell. So I did look on Pro Football Focus and kind of to give a little bit of not necessarily the number matchup, because I know the numbers that Pro Football Focus gives can kind of be confusing, so I just did it like what tier they are. So according to Pro Football Focus, Lane Taylor is above average, Corey Linsley is good, and Byron Bell is average. And they are going to be going against Ndamukong Suh, Aaron Donald, and Michael Brockers. Suh is graded at high quality, Donald elite, and I think that's pretty easy, and Brockers is listed as good. So the Rams do kind of have this matchup according to Pro Football Focus, but last week Aaron Donald was able to get those 4 sacks, so I'm interested to see if he can kind of continue on that and build on that performance. Of course, he will be kind of a focus point, I'm sure, for the Packers offense, for him to block. For them to get him blocked. Green Bay Packers tight ends. We got Jimmy Graham and Lance Kendricks that we're going against, and I'm looking at John Johnson, LaMarcus Joyner, and the Rams linebackers to see what they are going to be able to do against these guys. Jimmy Graham is a difficult player to cover. He's like too big to cover with a defensive back, but too fast to cover with a linebacker in most cases. I do think that a guy like Mark Barron is a decent matchup with this guy, and also Corey Littleton I think could match up decently well, because they're not really slow linebackers. They're not that big body guy. So I think that could work out. And Lance Kendricks, former Ram, you know he's going to be up for this game. You know he's going to be giving it everything he's got. Devontae Adams ranked good according to Pro Football Focus, and Marcus Peters, who ranks average right now and is actually rated as the 100th best cornerback in the NFL. Marcus Peters, week 1 was amazing. He played absolutely incredible, had that touchdown, had the best celebration, I think, in in what I've seen in Rams history. Of course, you got the whole greatest show on turf celebration, but that one just stuck with me a little bit, you know? I loved it with all my heart, but since then, Marcus Peters really hasn't been doing too amazing. Honestly, we haven't really heard his name too much. I didn't even hear his name once last week against the 49ers. And then we got Rob Havenstein and Andrew Whitworth versus Clay Matthews and Nick Perry. Of course, Clay Matthews isn't really what he used to be. He used to be just this total game wrecker. That's kind of fallen off. Nick Perry is still a productive player, and so is Clay Matthews. But I think that the Rob Havenstein and Andrew Whitworth, there's going to be plays where they kind of struggle with these guys a little bit, but I think ultimately they have the upper hand, and I think that they can win that. Let's take a look at the history of this matchup. The all-time series is tied 46-46-2. There is no edge. That will happen after this week. Total points scored, the Rams have put up 2,157. The Packers have put up 2,139. So that technically could change. The Packers could take advantage of that and become the top dog in points scored, but I don't think that they're going to outscore the Rams by 18 points is what the Rams are ahead of them currently all time. The Packers have won the last 5 matchups between these two teams. The last game was on October 11th, 2015. The Packers did win that one 24-10. I had to do 14 push-ups at the bar for my Packers fan friend. We made a bet. I'm sure we'll have some kind of bet for this game, probably something similar. But 14 push-ups, really not that bad. I'll take that over losing money any day. And the first game between these two is the Green Bay Packers versus the Cleveland Rams. The Packers did win that one 35-10. These teams are each 1-1 versus each other in the playoffs. The Packers won in 1967 in the playoffs, and the Rams did win against the Packers in 2002 in the playoffs. Longest streak by each team, the Rams held an 11-game streak in the late 40s to early to mid-50s. And I said early to mid-50s because it was 53. And I don't know if you guys consider that early or mid, so I kind of just split it that way. But the Rams did win 11 straight there. The Packers' longest streak in this series is 7, and that was from the early 60s to the early 60s. And all of those 7 meetings were between 1960 and 1963. So obviously you guys can leave your score predictions. You can tweet at RamsShowcase, or you can tweet at me at SheriffJoeBags, and let me know what your kind of score predictions are. I'm interested to hear, because I've kind of seen fans be a little all over the place on this one. I've seen fans go really high, the Rams are going to go like 45-10, and then I've also seen, 24-18, 24-17, whatever it happens to be. So I'm interested though. I want to hear your score predictions. If you could just tweet at RamsShowcase and let me know. Get the conversation started. I'm willing to talk to you guys. Twitter, I guess, I'm not very active there, I guess, but I'm trying my best. So this is my way of trying to be on Twitter a little bit more, mainly because I'm not liking Facebook. Too political. I'm into the sports, not the politics. So I'll make sure you guys do that as well. Just follow the Twitter at RamsShowcase, at SheriffJoeBags, and get the conversation started. Let's have some Rams talks for sure. But that is going to do it for the first half. Make sure you guys stick around, because on the other side... Hey guys, thanks for checking out the YouTube video. This week for the trivia question that will be on the Rams Showcase Facebook page, I go live before the game every single week. What we're going to do, my only hint to you guys is Torry Holt. I'll be giving away a Torry Holt card, so make sure you guys look up on some Torry Holt, understand his stats, understand his best years, and you'll be you'll have a little advantage for the trivia question. So make sure you guys follow all the Rams Showcase social media. That's at RamsShowcase on Instagram and Twitter, facebook.com/RamsShowcase. Of course, if you're here, you're watching the YouTube video already, make sure you subscribe. I'll put a link to the full episode in the description below, so that you can hear everything we talked about before talking about the Packers at Rams, and of course you can hear the fan quesos that follow. So again, thank you guys. I know I thank you guys all the time, but cannot express how much I appreciate you guys checking out Rams Showcase podcast and the YouTube videos every week. So thank you guys.
Shut